Really? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Let's talk about it, cousins. We got to talk about this.
It's about to go down.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, cousins.
What's up, you guys?
And welcome to our family call.
We're so glad that you're here.
Because we know you're not doing nothing. Well, maybe. We're not going to say that. We know you're home. We know you're home. You're doing something, but you're home.
Because I'm still waiting on that sandwich. I told y'all a couple of videos ago.
He's getting hungry, y'all.
Missy Mo.
And you know ain't nothing at the stores. But cousins, we got to talk. Yes, I said we got to talk. We got to talk about the stimulus bill that was passed yesterday by our Congress.
This will deliver urgently needed relief to our nation's families, workers, and businesses. And that's what this is all about.
Do tell. I know you got a lot on that. First, before she gets into it, she can take a breath. She can stretch for this.
Ooh, cousin.
One thing about your cousin Ashley, which I've admired for many years, she is on stuff and research like that. Her mind's a walking, talking computer.
You know what it is? So I spent many years in mental health and social work. And when I see stuff like this that the government tries to pass off as helpful,
Is it really?
I have a problem. So let me just preface, before I say anything else, let me just preface this call with the stimulus bill is trash. It's trash. Throw the whole thing away. It's trash. It's just trash.
Straight trash.
It's trash. I'm sorry. I said it.
I said what I said.
What you gonna do about it?
I guess get it. I don't know. So, you know, they've been trying to, I guess, put something together for the past, I don't know, week or two, couple weeks. We'll give it a couple weeks, right? You know, we all been home, so the days are blurring. And there was a lot of contention and going back and forth between the parties about what to put in this bill. Now, I personally feel like an issue could have been more aid going towards, that wasn't me, cousins. More aid going towards businesses and not actual people who need it. So, but as we said yesterday, right? Yesterday the bill was passed. Finally. But I'm sorry. $1,200 per adult is not enough money.
It's not.
It is not enough money. We live here in Charlotte, like many major cities in the US. I think the average rent here for like a 2-bedroom apartment is about $1,000 to $1,100.
It is.
What is a one-time payment of $1,200 going to do for you if you're a single individual, right? So if you're married, obviously you would get 2, right? So you get $2,400. Even still,
It's not enough.
it's not enough.
It's not enough because I have a family of 3.
Right.
It's not enough to take care of your family. Probably what, good 2 weeks off of that?
And then you get $500 per kid. So,
You know how much kids eat?
and I'm sure like us, you're spending more of your income on eating and food and stuff you didn't spend it on before. It's not enough.
No, it's not.
I don't even want to say the gesture is nice because it's not. It's trash. Once again, it's trash. There's more you could be doing. I mean, let me also say this. I'm gonna say it. We are not the greatest country on earth. I said it. I'm born here. I was conceived here.
She said it.
I said it. We cannot call ourselves the greatest country on earth, right? We cannot call ourselves the leaders of the free world. And yet when crisis, and not even a crisis or a pandemic, but in everyday life, we don't take care of our citizens. We don't take care of our people. And so now we want to pass this trash bill and people are like, yay. They're just throwing you a bone.
Pretty much. You sit there, you see a dollar amount like, oh, it's a free government check. Oh, there's a price tag attached to that check.
Look, you either gonna pay on the front end or the back end, but you gonna pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're keeping track of it too.
You know it. So, let me. This is a one-time payment, to my knowledge.
From what I read.
This is a one-time payment of either $2,400 or $1,200 plus whatever you have for your children, right? That's not enough. When you consider other developed countries, we are not doing enough, right? You have, other countries already have paid sick time, so I think a lot of them are constituting this situation, pandemic as the media likes to call it, if that's what you choose to call it. But this health crisis, we'll call it a health crisis, they're paying their citizens actual livable subsidies, right? You have, I think in the EU, a lot of them pay about 80%. Canada, I read, they're giving their citizens $2,000 per month.
Wow.
So that's a larger help. Mind you, they already have a universal health care, right? So God forbid you don't have any health insurance or you were laid off, because COBRA is a joke. I've been laid off. COBRA is a joke.
It is.
Unemployment is a joke. I'll put it out there. Because unemployment only pays about 60% of your income. Which when I was on unemployment,
It's not livable. You can't.
It's not livable, and there's a cutoff. I mean, I was on unemployment like 10 years ago when my job laid us all off. That wasn't 10 years ago. Was it? About seven years ago. And there's the max unemployment will pay you out. It's not even like $500. It was like $498 because they like these random two even numbers, right? Because they wouldn't give you $250 a week. They would give you like $248.
That's Walmart prices.
Rolling back prices all over.
Yeah. So if you ever been cousins, if y'all been on unemployment, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a joke. I think I read unemployment is being extended for 30. Hold up, I'm looking at the report. Unemployment has been extended for 39 weeks, which is currently about 26 weeks, about 23, half the year. So about 6 months is what you could get. In North Carolina, I definitely know it's 6 months because they cut you off.
Yeah.
There's no extension. So I don't know how people are surviving off this. I'm pretty sure you would be able to qualify for food stamps assistance, but once again, with everything going on, and if more and more people are trying to access this or get assistance, the numbers might be lower. I'm not really sure because they didn't speak about that.
Well, I mean, from what I read from another report, they're actually going to try to push those services through because so many people are needing it right now.
Yes.
So they're trying to push that through for everybody.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep going through this bill, cousins, because then there is this portion of this bill. Hold up, let me get to it.
Please stand by while we pull the report.
Okay. So for businesses, what was it like? Okay. There is a $425 billion fund to loans for distressed businesses.
Why?
If I am distressed I do not need a loan. Right? This doesn't this kind of remind y'all of the bailout in 2008? Was it 2008, 2009 kind of?
Oh, when they bailed out the automotive industries and stuff like that.
Yes, the financial industry's Gent. Again.
Things that make you go.
Things that make you go.
About 10 years later. Why are you giving these people loans? And if you get a loan, I'm assuming you have to apply because they're not just giving you this money. Then they're gonna wanna have a payment plan.
And before you know it, if you can't meet the payment demands that they have, and the percentage-wise, that business is gonna go defunct.
Either way, there was another 500 billion going towards other enterprises. So then there's 10 billion for small business administration emergency grants. So only 10 billion in grants, but 425 billion in loans. Okay.
Why don't they just flip that on its head?
I don't know. Then it says it allocates 17 billion for the Small Business Administration to cover 6 months of payments for small businesses with existence. So you already have to be receiving these loans, I guess, to get this kind of special assistance. So this 10 billion is for people already receiving this small business loan.
So in order for you to get the loan, you gotta already have a loan.
Basically. Yep. Then there's 30 billion in emergency education funding.
Look at my face, y'all.
Bruh.
What are we counting as education? Are we talking about the school system? Are we talking about higher learning institutions? Are we talking about these programs they just create to say, hey, we're having online courses you can take? Like, make it make sense, explain. And then 25 billion in emergency transit funding. Once again, are we talking about your local transit authorities?
I got a feeling that's more gonna be along the lines of airline travel.
Or as businesses, larger businesses? Okay, let's see. Then we have 75 billion would be available for industry-specific loans, including airlines and hotels. Now, for the larger chains and the larger corporations, a lot of them have cash reserves. Don't let them fool y'all. Do not let these corporations fool you into thinking they do not have money. This is a scheme that they set up to get more money off of the backs of hardworking people like ourselves, cousins.
You're getting robbed.
We were robbed. Tell him, Lamont. We were robbed. Yeah, we were
Layman's
robbed.
terms.
Basically, it's the same stuff they did in 2008. Because your cousin was supposed to be in Miami this weekend. Me too. And I had to cancel, I'm sure like most of y'all, your airline tickets or whatever travel you had. And the airline specific do not refund your money. No. They sent me a credit that I may or may not use.
Credit don't get it.
So they got money. Yeah, that's kind of the gist. Nobody knows when these payments are gonna go out. They're saying the first week of April, which is this week coming. And how are you dispersing this money?
I've heard different ways. First they said the first week of April. Then they said sometime in mid-May. They keep changing the date, but I think they hammered it down to the first week of April.
And how are you getting this money to people? I've seen somewhere it's maybe if you've already filed your taxes. I know a lot of people didn't file their taxes. I have friends who had children last year who haven't had their taxes filed. So their information is out of date. Last year I had 1 kid, this year I might have had 3. You know, you might have triplets or something. So your numbers are not accurate, right? So the amount of money you should be receiving. What about people who are already on fixed incomes, right? People who are already receiving disability. You don't have to file. If you didn't know, just the social worker let y'all know. If you don't know, when you receive Social Security benefits, you do not have to file taxes on that money. It is non-taxable income. So
Even I didn't know that.
yes, it is. A lot of it is untaxable income. So how then are those people going to receive money? Are they counted as a people, or is it only people who have earnings? Which from this, it seems like you had to have a W-2 or you had to file taxes.
Again, there's certain things that are left out. There's too many loopholes that's being shown on TV to the people, but it seems like there's some stuff missing that, they're not telling us.
It's a lot of stuff missing because it's a lot of things people don't take in consideration. Like we just said, individuals who don't have to file taxes. Because if you make under $5,000 a year, you don't have to file taxes. How are you living? I don't know. But maybe you live with somebody, right? What about people who might be living with you or live in your home, or you have family members or friends that might be staying with you? How does that work? I mean, this is just a joke. Once again, this is cute.
I'm cute. Yes.
Right? At first thought, it's like, okay, yeah, thanks. But when you
dig deeper into it,
it's like when we got that new insurance at the job, and everybody's like, oh yeah, because our company merged with another company, so we were going to be under their new health care policy, right? I was like, oh yeah, it's so much better, it's so much greater.
It's good, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's good.
And then we got it, and then it was trash. Well, it is trash.
straight trash.
Straight trash. We had more benefits with our old plan, and it was a little cheaper than the one we currently have.
They should not want to go to the doctor with this plan.
It's the same thing with the stimulus package. Like, it sounds good, it looks good, but when you really dig deep into it, it's nothing there. Now, we're sure people who need this money can use it. We all can use a little extra money.
Of course.
We're not gonna downplay that. But what I'm saying is, long term, this isn't very helpful, because if you're out of work, the unemployment isn't gonna sustain you. Also, are you gonna get this money if you're on unemployment, because you're kind of already receiving a government subsidy, right? Well, not a government, because employers pay into the unemployment plan, but anyways, it's one of those things. Again, it's too many what ifs, it's too many stipulations, it's too many nobody really asking the right questions about this money. And really, the virus is like the little pebbles, when you throw them in a pond and you want to see a ripple. So the stone has already been thrown. Now we're in the ripple. I mean, if they would have said, okay, we're gonna give 2 to 3 months, maybe even 4 months, that's so much more better than this one time.
That only gives you an extra month before you're back at square one again.
Yeah, I mean, it does not. When you think about this plan, if you really think about this plan, cousins, it's trash. It's trash.
Where did that accent come from?
I don't know. I wanted to say think, and then I guess Miss Cleo she said, call me now. I don't know.
Call me now for a free terrorist.
I'm just telling y'all, this plan, if this is the best we could come up with, out of all the developed nations in the world, we are at the bottom.
We got to do better, America. Plain and simple. We got to do better.
A whole better. Like we said, we don't have many employment establishments do not provide paid time off for their workers in this country. And a lot of those people are in the service industry. We're all in the service industry. We work in the service industry. We work on the IT side, but that's still a service industry. So everybody, our economy is primarily service. But we're talking about your hotel workers, your fast food workers, restaurant workers, your maintenance workers. All these workers in all of these companies do not provide it. Why don't we have laws already in place to help take care of people?
And truth be told, these are the people that needs the hazard pay. Your grocers are still out there providing food. You got fast food workers that are still going in, that are doing the delivery and the takeout. You still got your sanitation workers out there that's out there daily. Along with healthcare and law enforcement. I know, not to downgrade healthcare and law enforcement. They're doing great. They're at the front lines. But you're forgetting the people that are over here who are in the lower end of the service industry too.
They're doing their jobs.
Right.
I worked in healthcare,
So,
in the mental health side, and we had to come in regardless of work. No matter if somebody had an outbreak, you had to come to work. There was no, oh, we're closed, it's the house. No. You had to come
no, we were
to
there.
work. So we applaud these people working under even more extenuating circumstances than they thought. But they're doing their job, and it's the people, like you said, the grocers, the people who work at the sanitation.
Right.
Regular workers that aren't, in these fields where they might be at risk of something.
You were on point with that.
This bill is trash. I just want y'all to know it's trash. And we need to do better as a society in realizing that we are not prepared if we have not learned it. We are not prepared when issues or situations like these arise, right? Because everybody wants to be like, oh, let's cut funding to this, let's cut it down to that. We don't need Medicaid and Medicare.
Surprise!
When you need it, you don't have it. And it will eventually affect either you, your child, someone you know. So it's important, we need to make sure we're electing the right people that believe in what you believe in the sense that I hope this teaches us we need more safety grounds, right? That's kind of why FDR came up with the New Deal. A lot of these benefits or entitlements we're receiving come from that. Came out of World War, lies. The Great Depression, which led into World War II. Anyways, sorry, I like history. But he came up with these social programs because during the Depression, it was like unemployment was at 25%. People couldn't feed their kids, couldn't feed themselves. And so they came up with Social Security. Bing! Things we still have. So people don't realize we do need these programs. We do need a little bit more socialism in our democracy to help when things like this arise because we're not prepared. No matter how many, you should have a 6-month emergency fund. We don't make a livable wage in this country. A lot of people do not make a livable wage.
We do not.
We don't, I'm sorry. We do not make a livable wage, and that's why if something happens or you lose your job or you break a toe, something happens, and you can't work, whatever the situation is that takes you out of working, we're not prepared. And it's not that we don't want to be. Stuff happens.
Just remember, we're one paycheck away from homelessness.
One paycheck away from
Just one.
Okay.
Just one.
And I'm pretty sure the soup kitchens are probably closed. The food give out stations are probably closed or going to become overwhelmed. This has caused a massive disruption in so many ways. But let us not let that distract us from the fact that this stimulus bill is trash. Trash, cousins. And I just hope, we can all, I don't even know that. We just all gonna get through this. We strong cousins.
One way or the other.
We're a strong family.
Yeah, that's right. We fight by faith, not in fear. We got this.
So cousins, we want to know, how do y'all feel about this bill? What do you think could be changed? What do you feel it should be added? Or do you like it as it stands? We want to know.
Comment below.
Because you already know we think it's trash. You're trash.
Straight trash.
Driving to a landfill trash.
Oh, that's foul.
Very foul. You ever drove to Florida? I-95? If y'all have, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's nasty.
But cousins, you already know.
Subscribe.
And we need to know how you feel. So comment down below.
And since more material is coming, turn on that post notification bell.
Turn it on. So you do like that.
That way you never miss an episode.
Never. Because sometimes your cousins, we really lay back. But sometimes we on fire. And we don't want y'all to miss it.
We don't.
So as always, cousins, we'll see you every what?
Monday and Friday.
Later, cousins.